regards to this particular subject. So, Camilla Cabrera has been basically getting cooked on social media and been told to basically mind her own business and stay out of certain situations pertaining to this Drake Kendrick Lamar thing, talking about that she wished they could just have dinner. And then basically people got on social media and gave her a reminder of some of her back then racist tweets that she put out, to the point where she supposed to went to racial and sensitivity classes. As I said before, it's funny how, like I said, people love to remind black people of past things they did. When we do something, they never shut up about it. They will constantly throw it in our face. But then when we give other people a reminder of things that they done to us, then all of a sudden you get everybody as a whole that try to gang up on black people and tell us to move on from something. And this is why I keep saying that we don't have no allies. Uh, we need to worry about us and just us, because at the end of the day, it's just us. Strength in numbers, you know, conquer, unite, and take over. So, um, Camila Cabrera, like I said a while back, she made some very racist tweets, and of course, and made racial innuendos, and of course, she did the typical. I'm sorry, I didn't know that it would hurt people. Of course, she did. Same thing as Justin. Same thing as Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber uh, is on video basically saying some racist stuff about black people. Like I said before, if black people would defend other black people and get on code and protect other black people, man, the better off we would be. But black people love to throw other black people under the bus. And I'm going to show you proof this is designed. You know, this is by design. I'm going to show you proof. Sometimes in movies, it may be a movie, but at the end of the day, they're throwing a hint, and it is a reflection of what's going on. How many times you've seen in movies where basically what you saw in movies started to actually become a reality? Well, you saw in Total Recall back in 1990 that eventually they was going to have self-driving cars. Well, guess what? They have self-driving cars. Didn't they tell you eventually, the $6 million man told you back in the 70s that eventually that you were going to be able to have robotic and mechanical arms and legs? Well, guess what? They have them. They're working on them. And a few years ago, didn't Hobbs and Shaw show you that they were going to put computer chips in your head and basically make you sort of like a cyborg, like human slash cyborg? Well, they're working on that reality thanks to Elon Musk. So, with that being said, people love to like try to play these type of games, because at the end of the day, they just expect us to just forget. They just expect us to just move on. Everybody gangs up on us. Everybody gangs up on us, from people that don't even have nothing to do with issues pertaining to the black community. It doesn't affect them one way or another. But for some reason, people love to pile up and have anti-black rhetoric and views towards blacks. Just like it's certain ethnicities and groups, we've done nothing to them. Never did anything to them. But yet they come into this country and have this vitriol and disdain for black people. But at the end of the day, they do like everybody else. They like to copy off of black people. But she has no right to speak, because that's the thing. She has a history of racist views towards black people, in particularly. They always try to pull that, oh, I'm sorry. They love to tell us what we need to get over. And when something pertains to them doing something to us, like I said before, they either try to cover it up. Look what's going on with JJ Redick. There are numerous people that have came forward. The white people are starting to come forward and say, yeah, we got proof that JJ Redick is a white supremacist, not suspected white supremacist. You got athletes saying that they've heard JJ Redick use the N-word. But this is what I tell you about the NBA. The NBA, they cover up certain stuff. They don't have no problem throwing a brother under the bus, but all of a sudden they want to protect JJ Redick. Oh, we just don't need these type of stories floating around in the NBA. Is bad for business. But yet, their subsidiary, the WNBA, is playing all these fake so-called racial tension games with Caitlin Clark. But then you got people calling reverse racism towards Caitlin Clark. I'm going to say this once again. There's no fucking such no goddamn reverse racism. Doesn't exist. See, the thing is why there's racism towards black people, because the people that exercise racism towards black people, they have the resources and the ability to make things complicated and difficult for us. What do we ever stop white people from doing, or other nationalities? Like I said, it comes down to this conditioning and this brainwashing where we were told that we need to, we need to fight, evil with kindness. And what have we got out of that? Nothing. But everybody else is allowed to defend themselves and protect themselves and protect protect their own, except us. They tell us we need to turn the other cheek. We need to forgive, but nobody has forgiveness towards us. So, in the grand scheme of things, I'm glad some black people are starting to say, you know what, fuck this. You don't have the right to speak on nothing pertaining to us. And we have to start doing this. I told you we need to start being gatekeepers. We have to. Now, if you one of them people that don't want to, if you're not with us, you against us. And as I said before, you're going to be treated accordingly. If you're not an ally, then you're an enemy. And enemies going to be dealt with how you deal with enemies. It's none of this half and half. One way in, you know what I'm saying? One way, one direct, you know what I'm saying? It's no two directions. Either you're in or you're out. And like I said, if you're out, then once again, you're going to be treated like you're out. I've had enough of this. Like I said before, you just see what's going on with ESPN. They a major cover up. Everybody else is talking about this JJ Redick thing, except, well, not everybody. The people that are supposed to talk about it, who've shown consistency. The NBA has said in regards to JJ Redick, they have not ran an investigation because what I think is going on. They know he's done it. And I guarantee, listen, you don't think the NBA you don't think the NBA send athletes text messages, or they send stuff to the teams telling them don't speak on certain things, and you don't think they might threaten them somewhat? I don't think threaten their life, but just tell them that, some things could happen when it comes to contract negotiations and all this kind of stuff. The NBA controls the media. They control the media. They know it's easy for them. Okay, this dude, he's speaking on this. He's speaking negatively towards this. Okay, guess what? Cut his press credentials off. Because I'm telling you, them dudes love them guys and women. They love those media credentials because it makes them feel like they are elite and they're part of something special. So of course they're gonna fall in line for the most part. I mean, it is what it is. Me, myself, I like doing the media stuff, but then still, if I see something that's just totally wrong, I'm going to speak out against it. I'm not going to sit up here and twiddle my thumbs and sit up here and ignore things that's going on. I'm pretty sure Golden Boy is pissed off at me for going in on Ryan Garcia, but at the end of the day, it needs to be said. I mean, this dude has just constantly got away with lying, telling lie after lie after lie, the finger pointing. He got framed. This man has said, this dude, like I said, this dude is certified nuts. He shouldn't be allowed to get in anybody's boxing ring until he have a actual psychiatric evaluation. This dude said that Al Heyman is trying to control him through his lawyer. Now I heard he did follow I heard that he didn't fire his bodyguard. Won't say why. He just constantly blames everybody. He has a new excuse every week. Or excuse me, every day why he tested positive, except for the fact that he intentionally took that shit. He got it. So when he sent in those samples and they supposed to have been contaminated, Scooter said he only worked with Ryan Garcia 11 hours. But Ryan Garcia, 1 minute he said he took samples, 1 minute he didn't. So, I mean, like, this is just what I'm saying. But getting back to the Kendrick Lamar thing, getting back to the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake thing, Kendrick Lamar did what he was supposed to do. He had to humble Drake, because I do think Drake was doing too much. I've never liked Drake, to be honest with you. I've always thought Drake was corny. I thought he was corny. I thought that he was. I know that Drake has family in Oakland. I know his uncle is Larry Graham of Graham Central Station. The dude that son 1 in a million. But Drake, let's just keep it 100. Drake, to me, I don't consider him. Drake, to me, is more white than he is black, and to me, he's trying to play a role. And this just got to be said about him. Looking at Drake, I know he has a black father, but Drake grew up in Canada. And Drake, to me, is more inclined with his white side than he is black. That's why he went to Atlanta and lined himself with all these black rappers to kind of get, try to get in character, because I think Drake is a character. I mean, to be honest with you, look at his kids. What does that tell you? This just got to be. And I know it's gonna be some people that's mad at me, but I'm just telling the truth. I feel that Drake is more intelligent than he is black. Now I don't want you. You already know. So I'm not gonna go there, because you know how that is. If you say something in regards to that, all of a sudden you get considered a anti, and that's just not the case. The man was raised in Canada. Maybe every once in a while he may come to the big area to see his grandmother but Drake was raised in Canada. He's considered a Canadian rapper. I don't even think he has dual citizenship. So you have to tell the truth. Well, I mean, if you raised to Canada, fine. But I mean, yeah, I know that there's black people in Canada, but then I'm saying Tory Lanez was raised in Canada, but you could clearly see the dude is black. I'm talking about somebody like Drake, who has a white mother and a black father. So, there's some Canadian people that's in touch with their black lineage. I'm talking about Drake being more inclined to be in touch with his white side. Listen, just because he has a black father doesn't mean he really considers himself black. Due to the fact that he has a white mother, you could say, okay, well, how many white rappers they got? He could be in the same lines of somebody like Somebody like damn, what's that dude's name? I can't Jack Harlow, guys like that. Little Dicky, white rappers. He just may be a white rapper with black lineage. And I've always felt that way. Even when I was watching Drake, I never just looking at him, I never considered him to be one of us. And that's why Kendrick Lamar said he was a colonizer. One part you don't understand that somebody can be black and still be a culture vulture. DJ Academics is a culture vulture. He a culture vulture. He's an instigator. He's a shit starter. You don't have to be white or non-black to be a culture vulture. And what I mean is you don't respect the culture. And what I mean by being a culture vulture, you don't respect the culture, but you want to make money off of it. And then you want to try to lightweight disrespect the people who created the culture, which is American blacks. And that's all I'm saying about Drake. If you get mad about it, that's your damn problem. Well, nobody said Ryan Garcia because here's the thing: we know that UFC fighters have a long history of using PEDs, testing positive. Because at the end of the day, really Dana White really don't lower the boom on guys in UFC that test positive. I don't think they have a routine drug testing policy. So of course Dana White, nobody set Ryan Garcia up. So now all of a sudden, all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia is the exception. So now all of a sudden, this dude, these supplement companies that have a stellar reputation and a great reputation, and are profitable companies, all of a sudden, Ryan Garcia got the one bad batch. And like I said, we live in a world of delusion, fantasy world. You're not allowed to tell the truth now. Yeah, he's staying on code with white supremacists. I'm pretty sure. Well, Bill, of course, Bill will respond to Dana White. But Bill, at the end of the day, I give Bill credit. Bill didn't fight this battle, but damn near seemed like he didn't fought this battle by himself. You see how the fighters have basically cowered away, have not said nothing. There's been very few. Now, the funny thing is, all these people that were sitting up here talking about Shakur Stevenson, and now all of a sudden Shakur Stevenson and Tim Bradley was the only fighters who was actually on code, calling Ryan Garcia out, saying that the year suspension isn't enough. But you got niggas like Floyd Schofield and his son, like basically capping for Ryan Garcia. How could you sit up there and tell a bold-faced lie and say that performance-enhancing drugs don't make a difference? Saying performance-enhancing drugs don't make a difference is like saying that cocaine don't get you high, alcohol don't get you drunk. That doesn't make any sense. But then once again, you find out, you do research that these dudes have some kind of problem with Devin Haney or Bill Haney. At the end of the day, I'm trying to figure out what is the problem that you have with Bill Haney any different from Angel Garcia, Teofimo Sr., and some other people. Why is it that you okay with them, but then all of a sudden you got this problem with Bill Haney? And then I see that lightweight people are trying to do it to Brian Norman Sr. What is it about people having an issue with black fathers and black son bonding and having a strong bond? I don't know why people fear that stuff, but they do. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then that's the thing though. That's the thing with Floyd Schofield, why he came across. I don't want to call the man out his name, but his statements were ignorant. If that's the case, why did Floyd insist on fighting Manny Pacquiao unless he took random drug and urine testing? I guess he forgot about that. Floyd for years refused to fight Manny Pacquiao because he believed Manny Pacquiao was on performance enhancing drug. Now it hasn't been proven that Manny Pacquiao was on performance enhancing drugs. Manny Pacquiao technically never failed a drug test, but the question is, how many drug tests did Manny Pacquiao take? Where there was smoke, there was fire. A lot of people were suspicious of Manny Pacquiao. People keep talking about his calves. I don't listen to nobody. At the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna tell me how to fucking run my channel. But I'm keeping it a buck. I do find it strange. Manny Pacquiao started at what, 105 pounds, and Manny Pacquiao went up all these weight classes. The reason why people were suspicious of Manny Pacquiao is because Manny Pacquiao, as he got older, Manny Pacquiao had these punch outputs where he threw like over 1,000 punches in a couple of fights. 1,000, over 1,000, 800, 900. And this is when he's in his 30s versus in his 20s. So this is why people some people got suspicious of Manny Pacquiao. Even though I don't like Paulie Malinagi's gargle paisano ass, man, I give him credit. Manny Pacquiao was on Paulie Malinagi's list. Even though I think Paulie Malignaggi is a racist piece of shit, he was on point when it pertains to that. And there was other people. Teddy Atlas. Don't you remember it? Teddy Atlas pointed out. Teddy Atlas came with this segment on ESPN saying, insinuating, and he flat out said it. He said that the Manny Pacquiao and Teddy Atlas, to me, I think he got on ESPN's shit list when he said that. And I think they took that footage down too. But Teddy Atlas flat out said that his sources tell him for defamation of character. He allegedly dropped the lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather if Floyd Mayweather agreed to fight him with no PED testing. And then allegedly they said Manny Pacquiao's camp contacted Floyd Mayweather and said, please stop talking about PEDs. It's bad for the sport. And they also allegedly said, according to Teddy Atlas, that there might have been a failed drug test somewhere with Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao's head did reshape. Now, once again, the same thing with Barry Bonds. It was never proven that Manny Pacquiao took performance-enhancing drugs. It was never proven that Barry Bonds took performance-enhancing drugs. But many people believe he did. And this came out of Teddy Atlas' mouth. You know, this came out of Teddy Atlas' mouth, that if there was a positive drug test to show up, what would Floyd's camp want the penalty to be? So this came out of Teddy Atlas, not me. Teddy Atlas said this himself. And I think after Teddy Atlas said this is when Teddy Atlas slowly but surely started to fall out of favor with ESPN. Because I think he wasn't supposed to say that. One thing about me, I'll be on my shit. Can't speak for anybody else, but I'll be on my shit. So, you know. But damn, I didn't got to talking about other stuff, but I'm just keeping it a buck. But even though we drifted off into boxing, but it is what it is. But let me get out of here. I'll be back with more later on. It's your boy Town. I'm out.